Alright, you guys kind of know the drill with these chill streams. As always, I'm going to be listening to music, and, well, you guys won't be able to hear it. I wish I could just play music aloud, but that's definitely going to get me copyrighted. So, listen to your own music as I backtest, and maybe, hopefully, maybe you guys learned something. Maybe you don't. You could backtest on your own separately, and then talk to me, just hang out with me and vibe. So, yeah, just listen to your own music, and we're gonna backtest. So here we go. As always, nothing to do. So, yep. So, yeah, I'm gonna switch the song. Okay, we're good. Okay, where do we start today? I kind of want to start with this SMT. Really nice previous day's high SMT. And it's very obviously previous day's high. Right? We don't need YM right now, so let's get rid of that. So, this was kind of obvious for a reversal going into Thursday. We had a purge, one purge of this high already, so now this was just another purge. So here's the previous day's high SMT. Just beautiful. I mean, this is one of the most powerful ways to get your bias. Not necessarily bias, but just like it's a powerful thing when we get previous day high SMT. And you can see we were in a higher time frame imbalance, right? You can kind of just mark this out. Probably just eyeball it here, but you kind of see where's there an imbalance in candles? Where's there missing pieces of the puzzle? You can kind of frame it out like this, and you can see. Let's actually mark it out like this: 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour. Yeah, you can clearly see like the market has not efficiently balanced this area, right? We've gone through it 3 times. Now we need to rebalance to it. So, consider that a 12-hour BPR, 8-hour BPR, 4-hour BPR. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Either way, it's a BPR. Probably the most reasonable one might be, honestly, maybe just a 1-hour one. And honestly, guys, something I'm realizing is the more true of the imbalance, the better. Like, cut through once, cut through twice, cut through 3 times. Maybe we even include this. The more imbalance in price, the more sensitive it's going to be. This is something actually I'm very recently learning, right? This is inefficiently delivered. This little sliver, this sliver of price right here, it's inefficiently delivered, right? See how we cut through it 1, 2, 3, 4 times without actually really offering fair value here at all. Right? Yeah, and yeah, you could include this whole thing, and that's one way to mark it out. You could include this. But if you want to get to the most precise inefficiency, you can see we can cut through all these candles, and it's like, well, there you go. Let's go ahead and snip that. Where has price not been fairly balanced to? And now let's look to frame a model out of that inefficiency. Makes sense. So, yeah, guys, as I put in the title, listen to your own music because I can't play music on stream. So you guys gotta listen to your music. But this is something new, like I'm learning about. Look how we cut through 1, 2, 3, 4. This is inefficiency in price. This is gonna be a gap in the paint, as ICT calls it, right? This is a gap in the paint. The market's going to want to frame a model out of this area. Makes sense? So let's go ahead and screenshot this here. Once again, guys, listen to your own music. I'm not going to be able to play music on stream. It sucks. But I definitely get copyrighted. But I'm vibing, guys. If you're not, then probably just need to listen to some music, bro. Pop on some lo-fi. Just hang out with me. Yeah. So we can clearly see, like, inefficiency isn't just... How do I explain it? Alright, no one's here. Inefficiency is... True inefficiency is many passes through the same area of price that gap through. Let's just call it true yeah, let's just call it that. Makes sense. So this is the most imbalance area. Maybe we even get it down to that, right? Now we're really cooking. Anyway, right, that was essentially our 1 hour gap. We could even drop down to a 15-minute and say, where's the true imbalance on the 15-minute? Well, how about that? How about that? That's an imbalance. So we can frame a sell model out of this imbalance on the 1 minute. Once again, guys, listen to your own music. I cannot play music on stream. So you could anticipate this imbalance to be very sensitive, right? We might need to make a name for this. Like, because it's a BPR, but it's not just a BPR. It's been inefficiently delivered through 4 times, not just twice. Not 3 times, but 4 times. We gotta maybe think of a new name for this. I'll think of it later, but you can clearly see we ended up getting previous day's high, SMT, and then a sweep of previous day's high into this BPR that is higher probability. Maybe we should call it, we should think of a name for it. What do you guys think we should name for a BPR? So this type of BPR is inefficiently delivered not just twice, but even more than twice. So 3 times and then 4 times. So any type of BPR is used, has been inefficiently delivered more than 3 times and then also 4 times. What do we call that? What do you guys think? Hey Jake, it's really great to see you live every day. Keep it up, my friend. Yeah, bro, we just keep going. We keep going. Yes, sir, we back at it. Guys, as I said, I can't play music on stream. It's just going to be weird if you're not listening to music, so listen to music. Because, bro, this is a chill stream. I'm literally chilling in bed. You got to be chill with me. You got to hang out with me and vibe. So listen to your music. Vibe with me. And yeah, let's just backtest, guys. This is chill. Just kind of enjoying myself. I don't know. This is backtesting is kind of all I like to do. I mean, I like it, and I also just know like trading is going to like the power of trading once we really master it. So yeah, locked in. So I got to think of a new name for. I want to name this type of BPR. It's a specific kind of BPR where not only do we imbalance through sell side and buy side, but it happens a third time and a fourth time. And this is a really strong imbalance in price. This is a really strong imbalance, and I need a new name. I need a name for it. So I'm trying to decide what to name it. Anyway, for now, we're just going to call it a BPR. I could call it supercharged, but that's typically for when you push into it, like reclaim it like twice or three times. I'll think about it. Anyway, 15-minute BPR. Now we can drop down, find a lower time frame 1 minute change in state. We dig deep past this BPR, by the way, deep. And the reason I like a 15-minute BPR here is because the lower time frame model, the more specific you can get it down to, the higher RR the trade will end up being. And yeah, I mean, it's something that you'll come to understand through screen time. What's crazy is you definitely possibly could have caught even maybe this high of the day, actually. Like, let's say you had previous day SMT and then 1 minute change in state here. 10:46, is that a 369 time? No. What about 10:47? Okay, so that kind of is. So I would consider this change in state. So this would be one way. This is the most. Don't consider this to be like what the optimal way to trade this is, because I'm not saying that it is, right? But this is the most aggressive way to take this, where we get a change in state here. And yes, I am learning this is change in state, and you could use this one as well, and that one works fine here. But like I said, if we want the most aggressive entry, it's going to be when we get previous day high SMT here. Yeah, and then since that a 3, so I'm going to put in brackets 3, right? Because we backtest it on a 3. We can project out the bodies of this order block. Eight standard deviations, 16 standard deviations, 32. But you see what I'm seeing here, right? Previous day high SMT, right as soon as we're anticipating us to get a change in state of delivery when we have this previous day high SMT. We were above, I think, actually every single true open, right? Let's actually look. Once again, guys, I am listening to music. If you're not listening to music, I don't know what you're doing, bro, because I would play music for you guys, but I can't because I'll get copyrighted. So listen to your own music, just chill with me and vibe with me. So the cool thing about this is we were most definitely above midnight, right? So this is how you top tick the entire week, because we basically knew this was a really strong imbalance. We should name it. Maybe like a I don't know. I'll think about it. I wanna call it supercharged, but that's probably not the right name. Call it a breach BPR. breach BPR, I kind of like it. Breached BPR. But it's not really breached. I think it's more like Anyway, we use this BP. You guys see why it's more powerful, right? If we're looking for where's the true imbalance in price, this is the same way I identify those high probability Reaper gaps. I do the same idea where I basically see, okay, where was price least efficiently delivered? Where was price not offered at fair value the most? You can see it's this zone right here. This zone, we passed through it 4 times. Price, normal people did not get an entry. So this is going to be rebalanced to and then efficiently delivered out of. That's the whole idea, right? So we basically, there's obviously you could take the regular change in state, which is, well, this, right? And that would be perfect. You induce the high and then we go lower. But what I'm trying to show you guys is there's even a more sniper version where we get this change in state, which is crazy actually when you think about it. And so the next thing I'm looking at is, okay, we had midnight. Were we above midnight? Yes, we were. So these are things I like to look for. What were we above our true opens? Right? Were we above 7:30, which is our true session open? Yes, we were. Right? You see how everything starts to line up and why the market does what it does so perfectly? We were above 7:30. There's always a reason. These markets are so particular and so precise. It's going to blow your mind, actually. Let's put a little note here. Once again, guys, if you're not listening to music, listen to music. This is a chill stream. I would love to play music for you guys, but I'm going to get copyrighted, so listen to your own music, guys. Ornament above midnight as well, right? Breach through it. Yeah, let's just call it a breached BPR for now because we don't have a better name. I almost called it a breaker BPR. For now, we're going to call it a breached BPR. So basically, a breached BPR, we're going to define it right now on the stream. Anytime it's so a normal BPR is obviously buy side and sell side both have an imbalance. So for instance, like this would be a BPR, right? But anytime you have it happen 3 times or more, in this case 4 times, we're going to call it a breached BPR. And that's the definition, is a BPR with more than 2 passes through. So 3 or more passes through. And yes, I don't consider this to have efficiently delivered to the downside, right? So include this. You get what I'm trying to say. I might not have said that perfectly, but you get what I'm saying. So 15-minute breached BPR, as Vilmos has now named it. Thank you, Vilmos. And yeah, we were above 7:30, above midnight. And we can actually see that, well, we were above 9:22 as well. We actually might need to look at, yeah, I think 9:22 is what we want to look at. There's the next cycle's true open, which is, I think, 10:52. But that's kind of serving for this entry right here. So first, for this entry, we're just gonna show how we're above 9:22. All right. Okay, so 9:22, we're above that. And I'm not going to get in more detail in the true opens because, honestly, I think that we're above these 3. This is pretty strong a case for us to frame a reversal out of being above just these 3. We don't need to be above. I mean, you could get more precise with it, with more true opens on lower cycles, but we're just gonna focus on these 3. And I think we were definitely above the true week open. So you see how this is kind of all lines up. I guess we could take a look at a lower cycle just for fun. Let's see. Like I said, 1052 would be the next 90-minute cycle as far as the 22-minute cycle goes. There, one starts at 10:30 and then ends at 10:52. So 10:36, right? So you can see we're above 10:36 as well. Okay. I always love making new templates for this stuff because it just goes to show we're learning, right? So 22-minute true open. Bang. That is right? Think about it. 90-minute cycle ends at 10:30, from 9 to 10:30. So then 10:30 to 10:52 is a 22-minute cycle. The first quarter would end at 10:36. The second quarter would start at 10:36. Yeah. So you see how this entry was above everything. You probably go even on lower time frame cycles, and you could see that we're above that as well. So what the point I was trying to get at is this entry allows you to top tick the entire week, and we can logically frame why this could have been a probabilistic high of the week, because we're above every single true open down to the 22-minute cycle with previous day high SMT, and then we enter right at that change in state. You can see we perfectly run down 8 standard deviations. And you can see that's exactly where the market stops, right? And then we also perfectly stop at 4 standard deviations. Ask yourself, is this a coincidence? Is it a coincidence the market perfectly stopped 4 standard deviations down and then perfectly stopped 8 standard deviations down? Could that possibly be random? Or maybe, just maybe, smart money is taking trades like this? What do you guys think? What do you think is more likely? That we perfectly went 4 and 8 standard deviations down, or is it more likely that smart money took this trade? And the reason I have a 3 here is because this is a 369 time. It's at 10:47. We backtest this at 10:47, and that is 1 plus 4 plus 7, which is 11, 12, and then 1 plus 2 is 3. Clean, guys. Yeah, like I said, pretty chill stream. But yeah, I'm just now learning that change in state can just be close below an old up close candle. That counts as change in state. And that opens up a whole new world of opportunity. Okay, so let's go ahead and screenshot this. And yeah, I would enter on the retest. So I would consider this flow state retest at 10:47. Let's actually put the notation of 12:47 equals wait, not 12:47, I meant 10. So 11, 1 plus 2 equals 3. And we could see if this was a gold block range. It's always kind of fun to see that. So this was at 10:47, yeah. On, wait, what day? Thursday? So that's the more aggressive version. Obviously, that's not a realistic trade. I just want to, like, I don't know, I just like looking around, you know? It's cool. It's just cool how precise these markets are. 1047 flow state retest. 15-minute breach BPR aligning with the 1-minute change in state. Okay, so as you guys know, the realistic version is, well, the normal change in state. We'll go over that. Jake, you don't need to backtest. You already know everything. You just catch the moves in real time. The market's closed, bro. I can't even catch real moves in real time if I wanted to. You're hilarious, though. Appreciate it, D-Trader. But nah, in the meantime, while I'm waiting, while I'm not a perfect trader, I'm going to get even better and backtest, right? I'm going to keep backtesting and backtesting and backtesting and backtesting until we're so good at trading that no one can stop us. And no one can even say anything. We could just be doing anything wherever, whenever we want and be the best traders in the world and not give a crap what anyone thinks about us. That's the ultimate dream. Just complete freedom, doing whatever you want constantly. That's the dream, bro. So yeah, I don't care if I'm backtesting too much. It's like, okay. And what are other people doing? Playing video games? Like, okay. They can do that while I keep locking in on the most valuable skill in the entire world. So, yeah. But you're funny, bro. You're funny. Appreciate you. So yeah, we already saved this. So this is the more advanced difficult entry, and you can see that this would snipe the entire day. Not suggesting that that's the easiest way to take this, right? The easiest way to take this is once you identify that SMT, take the lower change in state. And the cool thing about this is this 1-minute change in state, right? This is the more textbook change in state where you use the series of up close candles as an order block here, right? This whole thing as a change in state off of this 1-minute BPR. The nice thing about this is we induce this high into the change in state. Right? And then we enter on the retest the change in state, and it's like a brick wall, bro. You can see how the bodies literally just represent the market getting orders filled here. Like, orders filled, orders filled, orders filled, dumpage, straight dumpage. And, well, it's because smart money knows what the heck they're doing. They're not stupid, right? Smart money runs these markets. So 15-minute breach BPR, this is something we just defined. Bodies hit this change in state. Boom, 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 boom. Dumpage. And why do we dump? When do we dump? Why? Why do we dump when we dump? Why? Why? Can anyone tell me why we dump when we dump? Why does it happen? Why did they wait? Why did the market wait until this candle? Because this is the Hydra macro, right? So the way I define macros is from the entry near the time. So I don't mark it out as the exact time because sometimes it's never going to be perfect. But it's going to be from the entry at the exact time or near the exact time to the draw on liquidity. What's the draw on liquidity here? The end of this body. So the way I define macros is not, it's within the 20. So macro is from the Hydra macro is from 20 to 40, and you guys may or may not know of this macro. You might be kind of confused, like what the heck is that? That's not the normal macro ICT talks about. Well, it's a real thing. You got to back test and find out for yourself. But 20 to 40 of every single hour is going to be a macro. I explained this in one of my short form videos. Oh man, I feel like I'm not being very chill right now. But yeah, 20, 40 in every hour is going to be a macro. Once again, though, the way I mark out macros is from the entry to the draw on liquidity. So the way I see the macro is like this. And you can see how that's a lot more precise. Okay. I need to chill out, bro. I need to chill out. DeMonte. He needs to practice forward testing. I do forward test every single day when I trade live. I understand I need a forward test, but I don't. I forward test by live trading. That's the thing. Alright. So like I said, I considered this the draw on liquidity. Once again, guys, I'm listening to music. I recommend you guys listen to music as well if you guys want, because I can't play music live on the stream. Okay, so yeah, inducement of this high into the change in state. You can see how the bodies all kind of respect it. And actually, yeah, you can enter with conviction right as soon as the macro starts. And if you want to put your stop above that swing high, you could. And another cool thing about this trade is it was also above 1052, which, guys, 1052 is what? That is the new 90-minute true open. So this one's not valid really anymore because we got the new one. I mean, maybe it is, but point is the 1052 one is the new one. And so you see how the entry occurs right above it? That's not a coincidence, right? So we got the true session open, 1052 open. We can extend this out again and say, okay, what's a 22-minute open? True open. Well, 1058. So we're above that as well. So we're above all of them. Makes sense. And you could mark it out as possibly... Nah. Yeah, you have to use 1058. So you're above every single true open, going back all the way to the true month open. Every single one you're above. Is that a coincidence why this trade ended up working out? No, it's not. Here, let's just shorten this for now. Like, I agree with you guys. I think forward testing is important, but my preferred way of forward testing is just live trading. So, there's nothing I can do to practice that right now. So, and yes, normally you enter flow state retest like that, but I kind of adapted it in this situation because I can just tell we need to go run liquidity now, and I want to put my stop loss above this swing high. And then you can project this out, and that's 2 standard deviations down, and then we end up going 4 standard deviations down, and we go 8 standard deviations down perfectly. So that's kind of cool. So if you took a runner down there, then, well, you can see how you'd bank, right? Once again, guys, I'm listening to music. Listen to your own music. We're just chilling. We're back testing. We're chilling. Listen to your own music. Let's just make it look a little nicer like that. So you see why the market ends up expanding so far? Because this is a low time frame entry of a very high time frame model. That's why. So kind of cool because we enter right as soon as that macro starts. Wait. Let's get rid of the 3. We could check to see if this is a 369 time. Oh yeah, it is. 1119. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, plus 3 plus 9 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. Alright. So actually, let's bring that 3 back. Alright. So what time was that at? 1119 is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 equals. Alright, let's go ahead and save that. Yeah. 1119. So this is like a flow state retest. You could call it a flow state inducement because we technically induced this old high, but 15-minute lining with the 1 minute. Okay, what day was this on? Thursday? You have the knowledge, you just need to catch the moves in real time. Okay, I'll show up to your live stream on Monday. Yeah, man, there's no other way for me to forward test. I mean, I know you guys say, oh, Forex replay. It's not, it doesn't feel real. I can't use any of my indicators I used to see, like true opens, like all the stuff that I use when live trading, I can't use in Forex replay. And then it costs money. Forex replay costs money. The candles generate funky. Like, I've gone over this quite a few times, guys. Forex replay is crap. Alright? Like, if it wasn't crap, if it was just, if it felt real, that's how I would forward test. But I'd prefer to forward test live. Yeah, open up Spotify. Can you please tell a few words about CSD, please? I don't know much about that. And also, what are those numbers you add up? I've never seen that. Yeah, I'll go over both of those. I'm going to go on a quick break, and then I'll go over both of those. So let's. This is chaos. This looks crazy. Let's clean this up a little bit. So. It might be better to just frame it like this. And yeah, I'm gonna go on. I'll answer your questions, Vilmos. Don't worry. Okay. So this one's also a 369 time because 1110 is a 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. And yeah, you could have entered at 11:08, but that's not a 369 time, so you don't get the top ticket. When you enter at a 369 time, you get a top ticket. And then we're entering as an inducement of that old high. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I will answer your questions, Vilmos. So flow state retest 11:10. 15-minute BPR, 1 minute change in state. Okay. Okay. So, to answer both of your questions, Vilmos, first you asked, hang on. Okay. So first you asked, what is a change in state of delivery? So Vilmos, first let me know if you're still here. But basically, change in state of delivery is going to be the same as any order block. But specifically, a change in state of delivery is when the order block gets created, right? So, first of all, order blocks can be one of two things. It can be down close candle, or it can be the last down close candle. It can be a singular down close candle, so it could just be one down close candle before I move higher. Okay, so it could be this. So a down close candle before a move higher. And the more aggressive and nice the displacement higher, the more powerful this order block is going to be. So a down close candle before a move higher is an order block. But technically, it can also be a series of down close candles. So, for instance, right, if we have like 3 down close candles, and let's say maybe the final one had this crazy sweep. So let's say with this like this, right? And then we get this. You can use the entire sequence of candles, the top of that. You can use the top of that as the order block. However, you can also use the last down close candle as the order block as well. This is something no one told me about when I first started trading. No one explained to me that order blocks are all these different things all at once. It's a series of down close candles. It is the last down close candle. It is a singular down close candle. It's all of them. And so because an order block is all of these things, a change in state of delivery is also all of these things, right? A change in state of delivery is this. A change in state of delivery is this. A change in state of delivery is literally any order block. A change in state of delivery is literally any order block because the delivery has changed from bearish to bullish. Okay, so that is what a change in state of delivery is. Order block. It's the same as an order block. Basically, it's going to be a key level. We come back down and tap that. It's going to be sensitive level, right? Or like this. And the more displacement off of it, the better. Sweet, sweet Vilmos. Awesome. And then, okay, so that's order blocks. So I'll show you a few examples, right? The ones I was just talking about were this, right? This was, I just barely learned this, by the way, but not necessarily learned it. I kind of figured it, but I got it confirmed to me when I was watching ICT today that like this counts as an order block. See how we backtest it, then continue lower. But actually, so does this, right? This entire series of up close candles before the move lower. We come back up. We have an old high resting right below it. What does that tell you? You can pair up someone else's buy stop with this key level. So buy stop gets paired with key level. You enter limit selling someone else's buy stop, and then you target old lows, which are going to be sell stops. So you're pairing your limit sell with a buy stop above an old high, and then your limit buy with a sell stop below an old low. That's trading, man. Understanding stops. Okay, so any up close, down close candle before move higher is an order block. So like for instance, like this is an order block, right? Why is this an order block? Because it's the down close candles before the move up. We backtest it below an old low, and then we continue. But also, the last down close candle is also an order block. So like, for instance, like this one is the last down close candle. It's very, very not really noticeable, but this is an order block, right? Order blocks are also changing states. So this is also a change of state. I mean, I don't normally think of that one like a change of state, but I guess technically it is. And this is something that I'm just now learning about as well, but all order blocks are change of states. All change of states are order blocks. And once you realize that, you can pair it with an aligned time frame PD array or aligned time frame key level, and then wait for change in state of delivery out of that key level on the aligned time frame. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if it did. And then as far as the 369 stuff goes, basically it's a filter you put on price for your entries so you can get a better entry. So like if your trade occurs at a time that is a 369 time, so the way you do it is you take the time, like let's say it's 12:47. You add up all the digits. So you do 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 7. So that is 11, 12, 13, 14, right? And then you do 1 plus 4 equals 5. This is called the digital root. So you basically simplify time into one singular number by adding up all the digits over and over again. That's what digital root is. What happens is if this is a 3, a 6, or a 9, then this is going to be a better entry for your trade. It's an additional filter on price for more precision with your entries. If that doesn't make sense to you, then you don't have to use it, but that's what I do. I do it because it makes sense to me. So you can see here, right? I was talking about how we had this 1 minute change in state above this old high. So the 1 minute change in state, you'll note this candle right here, 11:10. That was the high. What time was 11:10? A 369 time, because 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. What about this candle? This candle that wicks into it. That was at 11:19. What's 1 plus 1 plus 9? 12. And then what's 1 plus 2? 3. Right? So you can see how 369 allows you to basically know which candle is likely to be the high. right? This candle wasn't the high, and we didn't even tap the change in state yet. None of these candles were very good either, because these weren't 369 candles either, I think. Yeah, they weren't. You get what I'm saying? It's an additional filter on price. Three, 6, or 9. Can I just flip a quarter? I don't know. I don't get what you mean, bro. I'm not here to try and convince you about it. Just here to show people if they want to know, and if they don't want to know, then that's fine. So let's get all that back. All right, take another break. I might use the bathroom. Alright guys, I'm sorry for yelling. I don't know why I've been yelling this whole time, bro. I need to chill out. This is a chill stream. Sorry for yelling, guys. Let's get back to being chill and just hanging out and being live. No need to yell, bro. I don't know why I was yelling. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I get so stressed out. But yeah, 1 minute change in state, you could literally have your stop above these bodies here. What the heck happened? Why is it not showing a grid line? Oh my gosh. I just look for support and resistance. You're not yelling. Yo, I'm looking for at the 369 thing. It actually works a lot. Never knew that. Yeah, bro. I mean, if you think about why, I mean, guys, I would not ever talk about something I didn't think was useful. But if you think about why, right? If you have basically an entry and you get an option to choose between 3 candles, you can choose between 1, 2, or 3 to allow yourself a more precise entry. It's an additional filter you can put on price that's going to allow you to have a more precise entry. That's even if that gives, let's say, a 0.5 to 1% edge. Let's say it doesn't even give that. Let's say it gives a 0.2% edge, 0.1%. That edge is going to exist in the market over time, right? That's just common sense. It's like anything with edge is going to compound into more edge, and that money is going to allow for more edge, for more. You get what I'm saying, right? So even any filter, any point of view that's just logic, I'm gonna use it. As long it makes sense. If it was just stupid, I wouldn't use it. But it makes sense. Good volume? Okay, good. But yeah, guys, I'm listening to music. This is definitely more of a chill stream. So once again, I can't play music live, so definitely listen to your own music. And yeah, we're just vibing here. All right. Trading view, I don't know why you're being so weird about not showing the grid lines, but yeah, man, anything that can filter out trades to be higher probability, that's something that I want to incorporate into my trading. A lot of people won't get it. I'm not here to convince them. Just here to say what I like and what I think, and if you want to use it, then great. So why is this not... Oh, because I'm not on cross. That was weird. Okay. So, why did my music stop? What the heck? Okay. So, with a flow state retest like this, the second retest of it, a lot of times it's going to be more sensitive. See how we already technically retested it once? And yeah, you could have entered on that with a stop above the high, and that's perfectly fine. You end up getting 2R. But if you want more precision, what you can do is just say, okay, I'm going to wait. Then we get an inducement of this high. And now you can actually put your stop loss with a high probability above this old swing high. You don't need to actually have it all the way up there. And now you can see here, this is actually way more precise. Once again, guys, I'm listening to music. I'm vibing right now. If you guys aren't listening to music, I don't know what you're doing. This is a chill live stream. Highly recommend listening to music. Oh, this is a good song. I'm listening to BDE Bonus by Mac Miller. I don't know, I'm listening to Mac Miller right now. Let's delete that. Okay. Yeah, so you can see how this entry was above all the true opens. And yeah, the craziest part about this entry allowed you to snipe the entire week. Just insane. And it'd be crazy if I just said this happened like every once in a while, but this type of thing is happening all the time. It was also a 2022 model, right? You can see how we got displacement lower. And yes, I consider this break of structure. Even though it doesn't break structure, yes, I consider it break of structure because nice displacement and then gap. So here's the change in state. Here's the gap. We deliver lower. For fun, let's see if this fits inside of our GB range. Oh, you know what? Whoa. This must have been a fair value gap. I'll look at that later. Look up, by the way, how we come back in Soup 730. Okay. Okay, so 1052, 1058. We're above every single true open. What happened to that text I had? Okay. So you see why this was such a high probability model, because we were positioned against every single true open. And this is what you want to see for the highest probability sell models. And then you can see how we expand so aggressively down eight standard deviations and 4 standard deviations. Perfectly. Crazy. Okay. Okay, here's the inducement. Stop loss could literally be right there. And you guys might be like, this is hindsight. It's funny, I actually said this would probably be a 2022 model at this exact time. So, I just messed up. I didn't take it. So, 11:10. Okay, let's move on. So yeah, once again I really like this previous day high SMT. I mean, once we get it, it's pretty clear that we were framing a sell model, and so you just had to figure out, okay, now that we've identified manipulation above midnight, by the way, let's actually get that out real quick. Here's true month open, by the way. So there's true month open. True week open is right here. See how we're above all that? Bang, bang. And then midnight, it's right here. Do you see why I like true opens yet? Right? Midnight, above that. 7:30, above that. 9:22, above that. Now you see how this is just a giant algorithm that uses true opens and time-based SMTs to target new liquidity. Do you see what I'm saying? So let me just show you more detail. So here's the true month open. Here's midnight. No, yeah, this is midnight. Here is 18. Here's 7:30. And so you guys start to see how you can use true opens to find high probability high or low of the week once we get SMT. Okay, and then 9:22. And I don't want to go lower than that. You guys see what I'm saying though? And then this is how you identify high probability manipulation. And once again, as we said, why was this area an area for a reversal? We talked about this, Vilmos and I. Can you show, wait, hang on. Can you show us stuff using current price so we can see your thought process? Yeah, yes, as I was typing, you called it hindsight. Would like to see your thought process using current price. Like I said, bro, it's hard. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I can do it. I'm getting better. I've called price action better in the past, but like I said, like I'm just one day at a time. I'm trying to get better. I'm not going to be perfect. It's hard to call current price action. But what I'm showing you is I'm not here to try and prove myself. I'm here to just backtest and chill with you guys. So, market's not even open. So even if I wanted to, if you want to watch me live trade. I try my best every single day. Sometimes I fail miserably. Sometimes I actually catch something cool. Just kind of depends. All right, take another break. Like I said, I'm still like I always say, I'm still a student of the market, as I always will be. I'm never gonna be perfect. I'm just trying to learn. So, it's all good. How long you been trading? Exactly. It's all learning process. Like, if I would be lying if I said I was perfect. I'm not, right? That's why I try every day. I trade live. Um, how long have been trading? What month is it? It's like 27 months now. Agreed. But I'm not necessarily looking for what I'm wanting to see. Um, I'm looking for what I'm seeing what occurred and verifying, like, is this a thing that occurs over and over again, or is it not? Like, for instance, um like if I'm noticing it's not working very well, I don't use it, right? Does that make sense? I try and be pretty objective about it. Okay. A cool trade that we ended up getting that was pretty high probability using this previous day SMT that was much more realistic of a trade, you could say, is we had an inversion for value gap, right? We had an inversion for value gap all the way over here, and above all the true opens. And basically what happened is we had these old gaps here, and they got inversed. So there we go, inversion. And yeah, we get this momentum candle through it. So I short there, stop above that kind of momentum candle's high-ish, right? And then you can target the end of this L or LR curve, which is kind of over here. So like this. Okay, why does it look like that? So yeah, this is a nice inversion for value gap, right? This inversion, not obvious to me because there's this gap here that's included, and I want to see that get closed below as well. Once we get this momentum candle through, and we had a previous day high S&T, I'm like, okay, this is going to be nice. We can see this is also during that Hydra macro that we talked about that I really like. That's another reason I like this trade. Let's get rid of this. All right, so previous day's high S&T, previous day's high sweep, 5-minute inversion, all this gonna be low resistance when we do come back to it. And it's pretty clear at this point that when we get this inversion that we're gonna go run these lows. But I don't know why the LRLR looks like that. Whatever. And yeah, we could just make a little note here so we don't overcrowd it. Let's just make a note that when we get this entry for this inversion for value gap on the 5-minute, we're above all true opens. And once again, I kind of just target the end of that. And actually, you can see we get that trade to get filled within less than 10 minutes. How nice is it to get your trade filled in less than 10 minutes? Pretty nice. So LRLR here. And yeah, guys, I try and trade live every single day. I try. But how else do you learn besides not going into the charts and learning from the charts themselves? I be very objective about what I look at in the charts and I just learn from it. I'm not going in with any bias. I'm just saying what happened. How can I learn from it? And yeah, that's all I do. So yeah, nice little 5-minute inversion for value up here. And then delivery to those low resistance lows. Pretty clean. And obviously we continue lower. We'll show that we're within the macro. Wait, let's also look at the 15-minute. Let's see if there was a higher time frame gap. Doesn't look like it. So this is 11:20 to 11:40. Yeah, once again, the hard part about trading is it's not that these setups don't occur. It's that are you going to be on the chart when they happen? And I try and explain this to people. I'm like, guys, trading, the hard part about trading is not trading. Trading, understanding it is pretty, not necessarily simple, but you can understand it at a very high level. But the issue is you might not be able to wait for something that's going to be super high probability and just sit there and wait for it and then not take something stupid. That's the issue. And I wish it was easier. I really do. I really do wish it was easier. It's not. That doesn't mean trading's not real. It's just hard. So low resistance liquidity rundown, those low resistance lows. We got the 5-minute inversion for value up at 11:20. So this was on Thursday, right? Yep. So 11:20 IFG 5-minute. No higher time frame gap, so we're not really front running it. And yeah, pretty clean. Yeah, it looks good to me. And obviously, you could have always targeted further. We obviously had decent LRLR down there. If you wanted to, you could have targeted that. That's kind of a personal preference kind of thing, but you definitely could have targeted these low resistance lows. I mean, I was talking about these low resistance lows, and I was saying like, yo, these would be a nice target if the market decided it wanted to go there. Will it? I don't know. Right? We were expanding higher at the time, and it wasn't until we got this previous day S&T that it became very clear that we were actually going to go there. Right? So LRLR here. Low resistance lows. and then that 5-minute IVG, you can actually take this all the way down. That's 5.4 R. Now, obviously, I wish I could take this all the time, but you know what? Every day we get better. Wow, what a crazy LRLR run. You could trail your stop here. The beauty about trading is you can trail your stop and you might have got an extra few points out of that. So, all right. Once again, same thing. 11:20 IVG on the 5-minute. Number 2. Let's go ahead and save that. All right, let's see if anyone said anything. We always learning. Yes, we are, bro. Yes, we are. No matter what, we always learn. When do you go live, and are you Eastern Standard Time? So that's the funny thing is, technically, I'm in Mountain Standard Time, but when as a trader, you got to think in Eastern Standard Time because it just makes things so much more confusing if you don't. Because otherwise, you're talking to other traders, you say, "Oh, this happened at 7:05," and if it's not a common time zone, it gets very confusing. So I've completely rewired my brain. I think in Eastern Time when I'm referring to the charts, right? I think in Eastern Time all the time because otherwise, just it makes things too confusing. So yeah, as far as Eastern Time goes, I always kind of just refer to the charts in Eastern Time, and yeah. And then when do I go live? So I go live at 8:30 Eastern Time. Um, and I mean, sometimes a little later, but usually I try and get on the charts at least around that 8:30 to 9 o'clock Eastern Time, and then yeah, I usually live stream till like 11:10 Eastern or so. So yeah, let's trade the New York session. So yeah, but yeah, we're just constantly learning. Um, but yeah, that's when I trade live. Highly recommend you um, you come hang out with me and trade with me. So okay, I might take another break here. That was a clean inversion for value gap though. Let's see how many people are watching. 6%. 5 watching. Let's go. Okay. Go to the bathroom. Actually, guys, I might be gone for a little bit. Just so you know, I might be gone for I don't know how long. I might, but it might be a little bit. Okay, hang on a second. Man, I can't wait till we catch these live. You know how cool that would be? Okay. 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 Let's keep going. Gonna get some rest now. Sounds good, bro. Sounds good. Oh yeah, gotta keep listening to music. Where's Jake? Why is Jake slacking? I think I'm so funny sometimes. I'm just hilarious. Guys, once again, if you're not listening to music, what are you doing, bro? If you're not listening to music, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why, what are you doing? This is a chill stream, bro. It's a chill stream. Hang out with me. Vibe, listen to some music, and let's keep backtesting. Here we go. So, I just took a look at 369 and I found that at reversal it's likely to be 9. Yeah, I think 9 is the best time. I think 9 is the best one from what I've seen. But yeah, bro, it's crazy. It's pretty nice. From what I've seen, it's cool. Obviously, it's never going to be perfect. Nothing's perfect. These markets, if they were perfect, they would... Well, actually, these markets are pretty close to perfect, but that's besides the point. It's a confluence. Just like SMTs fail. Just like order blocks fail. Everything fails, bro. But it's how you use it together. So, okay. Back to listening to music. That's the power of confluences and understanding how to use them. So, once again, guys, I'm listening to music. Highly recommend you guys listen to music as well. So, with this inversion for value gap, how could you know how far to target? Assuming you had this previous day SMT mapped out and you're like, okay, I think we'll actually get a huge reversal off of this. How far are we actually going to go? Well, like I was saying, there's different ways to project this out. We could look at the 3-minute and say, was there a 3-minute one? Maybe you project out with the 3-minute. 3, 4, and 5. So that could have been a way. Should we keep looking at this or something else, or what do you guys think? Once again, guys, this BPR was pretty beautiful, right? We talked about how this was like a true imbalance in price because we used it 1, 2, 3, 4 times inefficiently delivered. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop trying to talk so much. I'm just going to chill out and observe. So, yeah. Okay, what next? What do we look at? You guys see how this was high resistance? While this is generating, it's high resistance. Then while we're running it, it's low resistance. We actually got a 15-minute change in state here, which was pretty clean. That itself honestly could have been a trade. So you get what I'm saying? This was high resistant. This is not going to turn low resistant until we get an obvious change in state. And there's one right there on the 15-minute. So now the market has identified its new target. This high resistance liquidity is now low resistant. So you could maybe just take this as a CISD retest. You kind of honestly, with this much conviction, I don't even need to know if there's a key level. I can just kind of tell, like, yo, we're going to go run those low resistance lows. Once again, guys, it's all just AMD. So if I have conviction, I'm going to take something like this, right? As well, we had previous day's high SMT. So yeah, I like this just as a CISD close on the 15-minute. It's a very simple trade, and that's perfectly fine. So there we go. Previous day's high SMT, and I take this as a CSD retest, enter on the retest, and then target those lows. See what I'm saying? So this is the smart money reversal. This is the change in state. So this was 11:30. 11:30. This was on Thursday, right? Flow state, retest, 15-minute, 1 minute. No, sorry, not flow state. I just consider this just a change in state retest. Because I could look to see if there's a higher time from key level. But I honestly, with this much conviction in the drawn liquidity, I could just take this as a change in state. CSD retest, bang, delivery lower. So this was at 11:30, but I'm pretty sure there's a higher time frame key level here, if I had to guess. And this was at Thursday. And you know, let's say you wanted to go for a little further. Well, you could have targeted this second standard deviation. If that's what you really wanted to do, then have at it, bro. And that's not for me. I just like to target the obvious drawn liquidity. But hey, this ended up keep continuing to that second standard deviation. So nice. So this is another way you could take this for additional RR, just targeting that second standard deviation. What is that? 11:30, yeah. 11:30 CSD retest. What, on the 15-minute, right? Yeah. 15-minute, number 2. Okay. That was perfect. That was honestly perfect. It's crazy. And then what happened? We end up getting second move lower. It's kind of cool. Which is Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night, Jake. Sounds good, Vilmos. Why don't you ever use the replay tool? It's just not how I prefer to backtest. I prefer to do forward testing when I trade live. I prefer to do back testing when I backtest. That's just what I like to do. But yeah, that was a nice change in state. Obviously, you'd have to be on the charts exactly when that happened. That is the main issue, right? It's not that we don't know what they look like. It's not like we haven't seen a good low resistance liquidity run before. It's that, are you going to be on the charts at this exact moment? That's why Dodge's indicator is nice. I'm not going to pay for it, though. The cool thing about this breaker is we probably utilize a Reaper gap. And I can tell you where it likely is, right? The gap between here. So let's actually just mark out this full thing. So this is the breaker. The gap between here and here. That's the Reaper. Oh, dang it, bro. That did not work, actually. That's like one of the first times I've seen that not work. Wow, that's kind of surprising. Maybe you use this as the breaker. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because if you use this as the breaker, and then you have much more obvious gap here. Oh, now, see, now we're cooking. So you see that gap in premium. And now we go over. You see how this is the inefficient section of price within the breaker. And you see how it gets respected later. So that's a 79R. So honestly, guys, I'm gonna need to make a new model specifically for just gambling Reaper gaps. So I'm gonna actually make this model right now, and I'm gonna call it, I don't know. I need to make a name for it because I don't know, on a personal account with low risk, I think it'd be kind of nice and kind of fun to just gamble Reaper gaps. Honestly, I don't see any reason not to. So yeah, on a personal account, I'm gonna make a new. What is it called? I need to make a new what's it called? A new name for a model like this, and then we target the second projection on the higher time frame. So, what's the name for this model, guys? Let's call this, I don't know, just the Reaper model. I'm gonna think about it. Nice thing about that is we induced that high into it. So yeah, we need a name for this Reaper model. Okay. Maybe like Reaper. I don't even know. Reaper, like. I kind of like Reaper Roulette, but I don't know if that's the name I want to go for. Let's just call it that for now. I don't have a better name, so. So yeah, this is just a Reaper Gamble at 11:38. I don't know what else to call it. I'm just gonna call it Reaper-R for Reaper Roulette. Meaning you just basically enter at the Reaper and just hope for the best. But hey, I kind of like it, bro. It's my new model, one of my newest model. 11:38. Yeah. On Thursday. Okay. My AirPods died, bro. Let me plug them in. Let's just plug these in here. I don't even want the light on anymore. I know no one's watching at this point, so it doesn't even matter. If anyone's watching, let me know, but I wonder, one thing I'm curious about? I wonder if a Reaper gap in the breaker partition is a higher probability Reaper. Such an interesting thought. I've never thought of this before. But what if? Oh, yo, Luke, you're still here? Nice, man. What if the Reaper gap is in the breaker partition of Goldbach, what if it's a higher probability Reaper? Totally speculative thought. I have no idea. This is how I learn in trading, though. This is how I get better. Most of the time, I have no idea. You know what, though, is this is at the high of the GB partition. Actually, let's go down to a lower time frame range. Yeah, let's go to 243. And Luke, if you see anything, let me know, and I'll take a look at it with you, because I think that's kind of cool. No way, bro. It was. It totally... Wait, this is the breaker partition, right? What? Oh my gosh. What? Wait. Oh my gosh. No way, that's actually so sick. Wait, that's actually so sick. You guys see what I'm seeing here? So we have the breaker block. Um, and you guys know that the fair value gap in premium of that breaker is that Reaper gap. So this is the breaker block. And I was thinking, well, what if this Reaper gap is in the Reaper partition? Then wouldn't that mean, or in the breaker partition? Then wouldn't that be a higher probability Reaper gap? And well, what do you know? It's in the bearish Reaper partition. Bearish breaker partition. Holy. It's a gold block Reaper. It's a gold block Reaper for value gap, bro. That's crazy. So gold block Reaper for value gap. That's insane, man. I didn't even know that was a thing. Nah, that's crazy. And then we target the dealing range low. Sometimes sometimes I just shock myself with how deep this rabbit hole goes. Like, there's literally never ending stuff to learn. What the heck, bro? It's a gold block Reaper. 1138. What? Wait, what's 1138, bro? Is this a... I swear if this is a 369 time, I'm gonna lose it. 8 plus 3 is 9, 10, 11. Plus 1 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Oh, wait. 3 plus 8 is 1. Oh, wait. 3 plus 8 is 11, 12, 13. Oh, it's not. Okay. Well, still, it's pretty cool that this ended up playing out, right? Did I screenshot it? Yeah. So Reaper and GB partition. Crazy. Right? You get why I think that's crazy? Because what are the odds that the Reaper gap is perfectly in the gold block partition for the breaker? And then not only that, but it's in premium of that partition. Like, that's the odds of that are crazy, guys. Like, that's really, really precise. That's really, really precise. Wow. Alright, I'm gonna take a little break. That's crazy, dude. It's a gold block Reaper. Didn't even know that was a thing. I did not even know that was a thing. Gold block Reapers, man. Could you imagine a first winner for value gap gold block Reaper? If I ever see that, if I ever see a first winner for value gap that's also a gold block in the gold block partition for the breaker that's also a Reaper gap, I'm full porting that with everything. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. But I'm saying that's probably not gonna fail. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my video on Superstar for value gap. Basically, when the first position for value gap is the same as a Reaper gap, dude, that is the craziest stuff. That is some of the most precise stuff I've ever seen. When the first percent for value gap is the same as the Reaper gap, it's just crazy. And then imagine if it was in the gold block partition too. Wait. Imagine if it was a 2022 model as well. Oh my. I don't even know what I'm even saying anymore. How crazy would that be, though? I want to see that happen once in my lifetime. Goldbach, Reaper, first presented for Value Gap, 2022 Gap. I'm gonna full port that. Let's keep going. What else do we even look at? I don't even know, man. Such a cool... no freaking way, bro. What? You'll never guess where the 2022 model formed. You'll never... I cannot freaking believe this, bro. Oh my gosh. No way. Oh, I should have full ported, bro. I'm just kidding. I should not have. But still. Oh my gosh. What? What? The fair value gap for the 2022 model was in the fair value gap partition perfectly, bro. We swept liquidity into the high of the dealing range perfectly. Oh my gosh. Bro. These markets are perfect. They are perfect. I said live on stream, guys. I said live on stream that this was possibly going to be a 2022 model. I should have full ported that. Oh my, just kidding. I'm kidding. Not full porting it. You get what I mean. Like, this is just, if I knew that it was a gold block for value gap, that would have made me a little bit more interested. I'm just saying, if I knew this was a GB 2022 model for value gap, I'd be a little more interested to take it. I'm just saying. Oh my gosh, bro. Goldbach 2022 model. Just insane. And then where do we go, guys? We had a previous day high SMT as well at the high. Where do we go? This is the type of trade, you take one of these trades a year and you full port it. And if you take one of these trades a year and you full port it and it hits, you are good. You're done for the year. And you can go relax for the rest of the year. Like, this is not failing, bro. This is not failing. There's no way it fails. Oh my gosh. What? No way, bro. It's the fair value gap is in the fair value gap partition, exactly where it's supposed to be. We sweep liquidity into where we're supposed to sweep perfectly with time-based SMT with previous day's high. You cannot make this up. You can't make this up, bro. Oh my gosh. And like, I called this live too. I said, this could be a 2022 model. Little did I know, we were in the GB partition for it. Oh, why am I so close to just banking every single day, but I keep failing? It makes me so mad. It actually makes me so mad. Like, this is like, it's just laughable. It's just laughable how I keep getting so close but messing up. You can't tell I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of mad because I did call this live. I said, guys, this is possibly going to be a 2022 model. I said it live. I said it, literally, I said it live. And it was in the 2022, it was in the fair value gap partition of the dealing range. Oh my gosh. I'm going to re-screenshot this. Oh my gosh, bro. I'm so mad. What time was this? 11:08. 11:08. 11:08, 2022 model on the 1 minute, and it was aligned with our gold block. So I'm gonna put in brackets gold block. Oh my gosh. Okay, that calls for a break. That calls for a break. That just makes me mad, dude. I need an indicator that just lets me know, like, yo, this fair value gap, it's in a gold block partition for the fair value gap. And if I had an indicator that told me that, I'd probably be a lot more profitable. Same with this order block too, by the way. Oh my gosh, you're kidding. You got to be kidding me. The order block. Oh my gosh, the order block was in the order block partition as well. What if we project out the order block? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. That's just crazy, bro. Guys, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. This is so dumb. I said this live on stream. I can pull up my live stream. I said this is probably a 2022 model. I said that live on stream. Oh my gosh. And I didn't know it was the fair value gap partition. That kind of changes things. I did not know we were in the fair value gap partition. That's like, that makes it so much more obvious. I'm gonna pull this up. What was my thought process even? I gotta watch this back, honestly. Cause why didn't I even, like, what was my reason for not entering it? Cause I knew I saw it live. What was the logic? Oh my gosh, I gotta charge my laptop. What was the logic behind why I didn't enter this? Oh my gosh. Could have caught a 10R, man. Where's the live stream? It was this day. Wait. I don't even know what day it was, to be honest. Wait. Let's look. $11:08 on Thursday. The very end of Thursday. So not yesterday, but the day before that. I think we'll probably expand pretty aggressively out of this. Bro. I called it, bro. I called this. Doesn't this just make you just mad? Like, I knew this whole entire sell model. I knew. I just messed it up. I messed it up. And then no one understands because no one else is a trader and they don't get how close I am. No one gets it. They just think, oh, yeah, sure you were close to catching a 10R. I was. I don't know. I just didn't take it. Gosh, it just makes you kind of mad because the thing is, it happens to me all the time. I miss like these incredible trades all the time. So annoying. Is there anyone even watching? Probably not. And that's okay. Oh, there is 2 watching. What's up, guys? Dude. So what's going on right now? You might be wondering, why is it black right now? Why are you in the dark? Well, okay, here's why. I'm just tired and it's a late night backtesting session. But also, I am annoyed. I am very annoyed because I called this live. I said, yo, this is probably going to be a 2022 model. And you can see live on stream. Marked it out as a 2022 model. I did not know that this 2022 model was in the gold block partition. If I had known that, then maybe I would have, not maybe, I definitely would have taken this. right? It's just obvious. It is obvious when we have a 2022 model in the gold block partition. It's just like, yeah, we're probably going to go to the other side of the dealing range. It's just annoying. It's like this happens all the time. It happens all the time. I just mess up. When am I going to stop messing up? That's the thing. Okay, guys, let's move on. Let's review something else. I'm getting kind of annoyed at this, honestly. Obviously, this was really nice. I wish I caught it, but yeah, we got to move on. I mean, there was definitely some propulsion block type of movement throughout the day. This was a nice OB. This was honestly a nice PB, and then we probably had a propulsion block out of that. Maybe on the 32nd, right? Let's go ahead and look at this. So you could definitely mark this out as OB